Hi everyone, as you can probably tell, I'm not in my usual London studio today. I'm on the most beautiful island. It's called Palm Island in the Grenadines and in the Caribbean. I'm so lucky. This is the makeup artist's dream life. It's not always like this. We're usually in studios and, but now and again you get to travel and go to the most incredible locations. So I feel very lucky. And I thought while I'm here, I want to do at least 1 or 2 tutorials because I've been so inspired by the light, by the sand, by the sea, by the shells, everything. And another reason I wanted to film this is because just hearing the sea, and hopefully this will come across in the tutorial as well, I'll be able to hear that sea lapping. And the birds tweeting, because it's just giving me life and definitely giving me a lot of inspiration. So I'm going to start with my foundation and I'll talk you through the look that I'm thinking of doing. So we'll see how it turns out, but very much been inspired by the sand, the seashells, and I really want to do something which is quite pearly and shimmery. I'm not really sure exactly what it's going to be, but I've got a couple of ideas, so we're just going to see how it turns out. I'm going to put a thin layer of foundation all over, just to kind of absorb a little bit of the shine as well, because I do get very, very, very shiny here. I'm going to put a thin layer all over. Now I'm going to use the Fenty Eye Brightener, and this is the shade Golden Ivory. Just under my eyes a touch, because I'm going to use this quite light pearly effect eyeshadow. So I want to just pop a little brightness under there. And I'm going to go straight onto eyes because they're going to be the main focus, I think. And any little pinpoint concealing I can do later. So onto my eyes, and what I want to do is like a really pearly light eyelid. I am going to have to do a few cheaty bits as well, which I think will be really good tips for anyone with hooded eyes or anyone that doesn't really suit that light colour all over. But I'm going to start with a layer all over. So I'm going to use Cressida, Liquid Lurex and Cressida, all over my eyelid. So all the way from the lash line right up to the socket, right up to the brow. When I wear something very light and shimmery all over my eyes, they actually look a little bit more hooded. So I don't want to get rid of that effect. I'm going to use the dark brown from my Cinnabar palette. Then looking straight ahead, I'm just going to put a light shadow where I want it to be. So I'm kind of like getting it there where I can sometimes look a little bit more hooded when I wear these kind of shimmery shades. It's going to be really subtle, but it's just going to open up my eyes enough to kind of give them a little bit more shape. Same with this eye. Just going to lift up and just dust in some shape. As I say, I don't want it to register like eyeshadow because I want to keep this lovely pearly effect, but it's just pushes back that area that when it's all coming forward, it just doesn't suit me. If you don't have that kind of slight hooding, then this just a wash of Cressida all over looks gorgeous, but I do like to just lift ever so slightly. I think by the time I finish my makeup, you're really going to notice that I do have some depth in my eyes, even though I'm wearing this very light shimmery wash of pearl. Just taking Cressida again and just blend that shimmer all the way along and just really blend that. It's like a shimmery wash again. Just going to go back in with that brown and just do a little bit of framing just at the outer edge there. Once all the makeup's done, I might even go back in and add a bit more. Okay, just building a little structure around it. And then plenty of black mascara. This will really help as well when you're using really light shimmery shades, particularly if you have any pudding on your eyes. You really need those black lashes to be well defined and really deep to kind of contrast against the shimmer. I'm just going to drop maybe 2 or 3 of these little individuals just where I've got gaps, and then I'll be able to finish doing my mascara after that. And I'm just going to go do my lower lashes. So next I'm going to put on these little pearls. So these are a little bit like crystals, but they are pearlized. You can buy them in most good haberdashery stores or craft stores, and you just need a tiny bit of eyelash glue and tweezers. So I'm going to take a tiny little Q-tip with the glue and just tap it onto the surface. It is white glue, sorry, clear glue, so although it'll go on white, it will vanish once it dries. And then I'm just going to drop them on. I'm going to do sort of 2 into a liner shape, and then about 4 that will go into my eye, a little bit like a floating liner. I'm going to put 1 in between those 2 now that I've got my kind of liner shape, and then a few above that. So I put a couple more on just above the socket line there, and then just keep looking ahead in the mirror with the eyebrows relaxed, because sometimes when you stick them on you're like that and then you drop your brows and they're in a completely different place. But I can see that I need 1 more there, almost right in the corner of my eyes. So another way to do this, if you are using crystals which are tiny, maybe a little bit difficult to add the glue on, then you can just go in and put your glue on first. So just put a dab of glue and then just pop it on over the top of that. Another good tip actually is, if you put them on and you go, oh, actually it's in the wrong place, while the glue is still wet, you can move them around a little bit. You have about, I don't know, 20 seconds or something before they start to really set, where you can just slide them a little bit into the right place. So each time you drop one on, have a look. If you need to slide around a little bit, do, and then off you go. So for brows, I think I'm just going to brush them and put a little tiny bit of pencil in. Maybe just the ends. So next step I think is going to be cheeks. I haven't put any highlighter particularly on, but I feel like there's enough highlight happening around the eyes. I'm going to mix a little bit of Pink Moon with the colour that I'm thinking of using on my lips. Something a bit bluish pink because of my blue surroundings, blue sea. So I'm going to use blush lightly actually. I'm going to mix that with Pink Moon for my cheeks, and then for my lips I think I'm just going to try this as a fluffy, kind of a fluffy cloud lip, so quite soft. And then just start to add a little flush on my cheeks. I'm just going to build this up slowly, so I'm not sure how much I want, so pat that in. Got a tiny bit of concealing to do there, but I can do a pinpoint by mixing this together with concealer and just go in and do a couple of those marks. But yeah, I really like this colour with the eyes, looks so nice. I'm actually going to use a fluffy eye brush. And then just pat. I'm using a brush like this because if you want a really soft effect, almost a stain but like with a cloudy edge, using an eye brush is perfect. I think that's nice because it just keeps the whole thing fresh. There's obviously quite a bit of drama on the eyes. And I feel like if I had a kind of full graphic lip or a strong lip line or anything like that, it would take away and detract from the eyes. And then as a finishing touch, I'm just going to powder the centre of my face just to get rid of any unwanted shine. Finishing touch. So that is the finishing look. I absolutely love this makeup. Wasn't really sure I was going to end up, but I love it. I'm going to take a picture of what I'm actually looking at now, what's lighting me, which is incredible, the view. So I'm going to take a picture of that, and I'm going to take some photos of the makeup just so you can see it really clearly. And yeah, that's my tutorial for today, coming from a very beautiful and sunny place. And I hope you guys are all well and hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.